So another confusing thing um here with the laptop is the fact that there is this left and right thing, like mirrored images, you know. Um, there's this mirror images thing going on with the camera on the laptop. So I feel as if I'm turning my head to this side, but it's showing up like this. So and it's accurate. So I guess mirroring is it's just confusing to me. So you see me a bit lost as I um be on stream. But anyways, this is the second time in the day I'm going live. Um I want to test something out. I went to look on I went to look on Google to check what could be the issue, and it says um YouTube does not limit chat for smaller channels. Like there's nothing about a smaller channel, disturbing the chat. Yes. So the other thing I saw was that is a network lag, glitching, different things, and then I ended up checking the replay of yesterday's video, and I saw messages left by Yusuf, and they were very engaging and could have kept me going on the stream. So sorry to Yusuf, I didn't see the messages. Actually, I didn't see any of the messages, and also I just want to say that being on live stream here, I will not be giving out personal information to get on stream. That is dangerous and it's not wise, basically, like for privacy's sake. So all those requests for WhatsApp, the contact, or anything outside of here, I don't, I will not be giving it out. So I was thinking. And the chat issues that I experience usually occurs at the 1 hour 50 minutes mark, you know, where I what is that called at the 1 hour where like people have sent in a lot of messages already and the conversation is flowing freely. So it happens. It just stops loading messages anymore. And so I have to stay on here to that point so that I can test it out. This is a laptop I'm using, so desktop using for streaming, and I feel like I can. There are more possibilities here. The lag should not be so bothersome. So I want to check my what is this stuff? So the last thing I'm going to be doing is um, on YouTube. So this channel has all like a whole play like in fact the whole curriculum of like secondary school maths here, and that's actually what I'm trying to study right now. So I'll try to share my screen. I'll share my screen. Mm, let's see. And I'm not seeing my own. What is this? So you're seeing what I'm working on, right? Maybe I should wait for people to join the stream. If I'm sharing my screen, you're not supposed to like minimize my whatever. Also on desktop you can edit the title of your whatever. I can't edit it on my phone on mobile, yeah. Not entire screen or window. I think I'll not just get my phone to do it because trying to share the screen the way other people used to like, you know, it will now be like a format of P in P, like a picture in picture kind of window. But it's not showing up for me. I don't know how to edit that. Also, nobody has joined the stream, so maybe I should just relax or I should just get my phone to let me get my phone so I can look up the account I want to study the maths. Making a mistake here, like the mirrored image of it is confusing to me. Seriously, mirroring is confusing me. I'm not a very savvy left and right person. Like the way my face is going to this side. See, it's just opposite. Uh, I'm going to do this for at least 1 hour 15 minutes, which is a lot of time. So let me get my phone. I have my phone here. I'm waiting for more people to join the live. Meanwhile, let me go to my blog. Sorry, not my blog. My the channel I'm going to learn study the maths from. Mm, let me not go there. There will not be some sort of glitch and whatever. Let's check. Mm, Mr. Maths blog channel. I think I was on algebra the last time. Um and I was doing um equations, compound inequalities, yes. I'm trying to solve. Welcome to Jumia Delivery Service. Sending your parcel is now easier than ever. Whether you're Hi guys, it's Mr. Bullock again. This one's going to be solving compound share my screen, but I can't. So. Two inequalities in one. So compound inequality is 2 Ah, my journal. My so my stuff. Yeah, yeah. Or even this one, so now she go give out. Okay. Who? Can you now? This is styling now. Oh. I think the orientation of my string is also affecting visibility. Orientation, please. Oh, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is orientation. How do I orient it as vertical? I noticed that when I put it in vertical mode, channel level settings. No, 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 no. So it's been 12 minutes and I've not seen anything yet. How do I make it vertical? The vertical style of the videos is what, unless I send a message to my chat to join the video, to join the stream now. Oh, I think I'm going to end it here because I'm not working. Oh, Sherry, welcome, my dear. I was about to give up. Oh, I wanted to test how that message. Did you send me messages towards the end of the last stream? Because I was not seeing messages again. So, like I said I wanted to test it on desktop. So they just brought light. So I'm testing it on my laptop. Alpha, let me chat you back. Are you serious? Ah, God, see, this is not fair. That's why and this thing happens when I've stayed like at point 1 hour 50 minutes. Do you get 1 hour 15 minutes? The thing will now ends. Like I'll stop getting messages. So I went to check it on Google, yeah, and they said YouTube does not prevent people from, it does not stop any size of channel from getting messages. It just then they now said another problem might be glitching from the network, and I suspect MTN is doing this to me. Maybe if I use Airtel, it might be smoother. Ah, can you imagine? Ah, God, I feel so pissed. Oh my God! If when I read through the chat to pay me, I wasn't seeing anything. I said it just stopped at that guy's emojis. Do you get? Is it just like killed my vibe so bad? Should we continue that discussion? Let me just tell me like what your answers were so that I can just have in mind. How did I choose to support this dinner? What? I said I was going to be what did I say I was going to be? I said I wanted to be a bird. And what else? What animal did I choose to be? I think I remember only bird. What else did I say? I didn't say any four-legged creature. What? What do you mean somebody's dinner guy? You, what did you choose to be? Eh? I wonder if Raji will be able to join us on the stream. What did you choose to be? Are you not going again? I not now now. The person who called. Even that one is not scared. She after I get home, she now tells me that if I'm sure that I'll pay the money, I should just come that she will give. And that I've given you, so I just put down and come without you. When will you not do it? When I finish all the process. To take time. Sure, do anything. Maybe you can go tomorrow now. Sorry. Sorry, I was distracted. I wanted to settle something. What did I choose to be? Sherry, stop saying I choose to be somebody's dinner. Do people eat birds? Do people eat birds? I don't know anybody that eat birds. Chicken is a type of bird, I agreed, yes. Like there are all these landed birds like chicken, turkey, all those ones. Did I choose to be somebody? Did I choose to be dinner? This your laughter is making me think. What did I say? What did I say? Um, Welcome to the stream. So the title of the stream is like I'm going to stay here till like at least 1 hour 15 minutes. So not everybody likes to eat pigeon. First of all, not everybody likes to eat pigeon. No, not everybody considers pigeon like what do you call it? Nobody, not everybody considers pigeon edible. Some people just leave them be. Yeah, I don't know how many people eat pigeons, or even if they do, they're a minority. This thing. What was I saying? Okay, if you're just joining the stream here, I'm trying to test my chat on desktop. I normally stream on my mobile phone because of electricity issues, but now that we have light, so I decided to test it with my laptop, and I wouldn't know if there is a problem until the 1 hour 50 minute mark. So I'm staying here for 1 hour 50 minutes at least, so that we can we can see what the issue is. Like I thought it was YouTube that was causing me problems, but actually it could be my network problems. Like MTN could be glitching at that point, or maybe because of the limitations of the mobile phone. Like on the desktop now, I can chat along with everybody else. I can share my screen. I can change the title of my stream. On mobile, I'm not able to change the title of my stream. It's only here I can edit it and all that. So I was thinking, let me edit it. I was thinking of sharing my screen as I showed you the one of the teachers I listened to on YouTube, like that specializes in maths here. But as I tried to do it, the thing was not showing me P in P, like picture in picture mode. It was just showing me just the screen, and I wanted to keep up with the chat in case somebody was talking to me. You get so here I am. Also, there's something confusing about the only thing I feel stressed about is this mirror thing that this laptop is doing. It's not that it's the laptop that is doing, but that's how desktop is here. So um this view is mirrored. I don't know how else to explain, but whenever I feel like I'm moving my head to the right, it, the way it shows up on the screen, it makes me feel like I'm moving to the left. Even though it's accurate, I'm moving my head to the window, yeah, but I feel as if I'm moving my head here. So I don't know why. So back to the conversation, bro. You said what animal did you choose to wake up at? Let's see if you are better. At least pigeons can fly. Pigeons are hardy, like they don't need too much to survive. They eat like anything. They're not stressed about tomorrow, and they fly. Most importantly, they fly. I'm going to check the replay of the of that stream and see what you guys choose. Wolf, of course you chose to be. Why am I not so? In fact, I could have guessed that. I should have been able to guess that you would choose a wolf. That is so you. That is so you. Why wolf? Like, what does a wolf have that pigeons don't? How are wolves advantaged more than pigeons? And then remember, you'll be able to speak the language. Oh, you just be a human being, existing like through the eyes of a wolf. Yeah. So if you can't speak the language, like how are you going to communicate it? How are you going to keep up with the pack? Wolf call. Ah, how to read through that chat. I want to see how you guys are talking. I have my phone here. And I was thinking instead of on my phone, I would instead of the on the laptop, I would solve whatever on my phone. But telekinetic, see, okay, something about telekinesis. You have to break down the facet of telekinesis. Yes, in telekinesis now, if me and you are not speaking the same language, like, is there going to be a limitation where we can, oh, okay, you also have to think about it, like reading somebody else's mind. You get, they might think in pictures, they might think in words, you know so those factors you have to consider it. Maybe animals will think in pictures, obviously, or images, yes. So okay, maybe you can pick up that, whatever, I can work with that. Can work with that. But in this situation here, this man in a donkey's body, he could not understand his fellow donkey. Like, they could not communicate. They could not even speak with the horse. Obviously, maybe horses and donkey don't speak the same language. So maybe what else? And also, if you are a wolf, wouldn't you, what about the whole complexities, like, of your own life as a human being? Like how would you think about it? What do you mean? Of course, it's a donkey. Like, are they not all four legged? What do they call it? Are they not all quadrupeds? Like, they have four legs, they carry loads, and like they work with the same so-called master as human beings. So maybe they should have some level of understanding between each other now. Also, I don't like the implication of this donkey spelling. What do you mean donkey? Like, do you think, are you assuming that donkeys are what, slow or something? That's one thing I like about reading this book. Is that the the view you have, the perspective you have because of this story into a donkey's life, into a donkey's world. It's kind of groundbreaking. You get, like, I don't think you're going to think them, like, see them the way you see a regular old donkey in your mind. Yeah, I don't believe that, to be honest. Like, the book is actually very touching. If you can find the ebook version of it, you would enjoy it. You can try to read it, because now I'm very sensitive to donkeys. I'm very sensitive to the role they play in our everyday life, in agriculture and animal husbandry. I'm very, very aware of it in a way I've not been aware before. So we have almost made it to, yeah, in 20 minutes plus. It's 1 hour. We're going to be here for 1 hour. Hmm. I don't think the desktop version is going to experience any difficulty, to be honest. I don't think so. I think the issue is just the mobile lag, like mobile limitations. Using a mobile phone to stream, it might be limiting than using. And then another thing again about the another thing I really like about the mobile stream is that the vertical orientation of your view, of the streaming, whatever view, it kind of pushes your video out, among people that are watching like shorts, YouTube shorts, you get, than this horizontal orientation that we have here. But let's keep going. Maybe people can, stumble onto the stream, like more people can stumble onto the stream and connect. Okay, see, the thing is already lagging. I don't know what to do with MTN in this life. I really don't know what to do. Maybe I'll test it on mobile with another network. Maybe Airtel will not give me this problem. Or I don't have blue line. Airtel will probably not give me this problem. So, who is on the chat now? Sheriff, are you still here? Sheriff, what is up with you, Sha? I'm afraid to ask. Are you married? Sheriff, are you married? It's been what? How many years now? So many people are married by now. Like, some people are married, some people have children. I'm curious if you are married, you are or you are in the process of sending out invites to your friends. Looking at my phone. Should I bring my this thing? Should I bring a book for us to read together? Let me bring my fairy tale. Um, Let me bring my fairy tale book. Let's read one of the Grimm brother fairy tale. Come. I need to get my fairy tale collection. 60 fairy tales of the brothers Grimm, and I intend to read it for us on stream. Let me edit it. Is it Grimm? Grimm fairy tale reading. So, the last time that we read this story, it was in. Hello, Dave. Hi, welcome to my stream. I'm going to read you a fairy tale from this collection of Grimm's, um, the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and I've already started it earlier in older streams. So, if you are interested, I'm going to go ahead from where I stopped. Yeah. So the last story that we read was the fisherman and his wife, and it created so much discourse. Oh, thank you, Dave. So I'll go ahead. So the next story after the fisherman and his wife is the wren and the bear. Look at the script. Very gothic, like, kind of script. Not gothic, but mostly like any Blyton's fairy tales. So I'll start. Once upon a time, in the summer, a bear and a wolf were taking a walk in a wood when the bear heard a bird singing most beautifully, and he said, "Brother Wolf, what kind of bird is that singing so beautifully?" "That is the king of the birds, and we must bow down to it." But really, it was a wren. "If that is so," said the bear, "I should like to see his royal palace. Come, you must take me to it." "That's not so easy," said the wolf. "You must wait till the queen comes." Soon after, the queen made her appearance. bringing food in her beak, and the king came with her to feed their little ones. The bear would have liked to go in at once, but the wolf held him by the sleeve and said, "No, now you must wait till the king and queen fly away again." So they marked the opening of the nest and trudged on. But the bear had no rest till he could see the royal palace, and before long he went back. The king and the queen had gone out again. He peeped in and saw 5 or 6 young ones lying in the nest. "Is that the royal palace?" cried the bear. "What a miserable place! And do you mean to say that you are royal children? You must be changelings." When the young wren when the young wrens heard this, they were furious and shrieked, "No, indeed we are not. Our parents are honest people. We must have this out with you." The bear and the wolf were very much frightened. They turned round and ran home to their dens. But the young wrens continued to shriek and scream aloud. And when their parents came back with more food, they said, "We won't touch so much as the leg of a fly, even if we starve, till you tell us whether we are really your lawful children or not. The bear has been here calling us names." Then said the old king, "Only be quiet, and this shall be seen to." Thereupon he and his wife, the queen, they flew up to the bear in his den and called in to him, "Old Bruin." Oh, I've been on YouTube for since 2014. So that's like 11 years now. But I just started live streaming. So maybe that's why you're seeing me for the first time, I imagine. But let's continue. "Old Bruin, why have you been calling our children names? It will turn out badly for you, and it will lead to a bloody war between us." So war was declared, and all the four-footed animals were called together: the ox, the ass, the cow, the stag, the roe deer, and every other creature on the earth. But the wren called together every creature which flew in the air, not only birds, both large and small, but also the gnats, the hornets, the bees, and the flies. When the time came for the war to begin, the wren sent out scouts to discover where the commanding generals of the enemy were to be found. The gnats were the most cunning of all. So I imagine the four-footed animals came to support the bear, and all the flying animals came to support the wren king. The gnats were the most cunning of all. They swarmed in the wood where the enemy were assembled, and at last they hid themselves under a leaf of the tree where the orders were being given. The bear called the fox up to him and said, "You are the slyest of all the animals, Reynard. You shall be our general and lead us." "Very good," said the fox. "Welcome, Sheriff. Thank you for joining me. I am reading a fairy tale from my collection of Grimm 60 fairy tales. And this one is titled The Wren and the Bear. And if you did not catch the beginning, what happened was that the fox and the bear were taking a walk through the woods, and there they heard a bird singing. And the fox told the bear that, is it the fox or the wolf? Let me check. So it's a wolf. The wolf told the bear that that is the king of the animals speaking. Don't say that. We are reading fairy tales because there has to be, usually fairy tales have morals, yes. So there could be something for us to learn here. And if we don't learn anything here, at least we enjoy the story. Don't be a snob. Don't be a snob. Okay, keeping on. So the bear and the wolf were like speaking, yes. So the bear wanted to see the palace of the king bird, the wren. But the wolf was like, "Don't go, let the king go out first, then you can see his palace." So the king flew out of his nest and everything. So they went to see, the bear and the wolf walked away, but the bear was so curious. He now came back to see the palace of the king. But when he saw it, when he got there, he just saw a nest with like baby birds, and he was like, "What are all these? These are like little demons. These are not birds." So they were so angry. They're like, "How dare you insult us?" And they started crying and screaming, and the bear ran away to his den. So when their parents came back, the parents like, "Why are you crying?" Say, Somebody say we're not your children. You must, avenge us or whatever. And the king is like, don't worry, we'll do this. So the king and his queen, they went to the bear's den and they're like, you this bear, what have you done? And there must be a war. So because he called the war, all the four-footed animals came to support the bear and the wolf. And then the king bird, he called all the flying animals to come and support him. So they are planning, they're having strategy meeting, yes. So the gnats, those little insects, they went to spy on the four-footed animals, the enemy, and they're listening to what and the strategy that they're putting forth. Okay, so that's where we are in the story. You have to listen, this guy. You have. So going on. So in the enemy's camp here, the bear is speaking to the wolf, and then the bear says, "You are the sliced of all the animals, Reynard. You shall be our general and lead us." "Very good," said the fox. "But what shall we have for a signal?" But nobody could think of anything. Then said the fox, "I have a fine, long, bushy tail which almost looks like a red feather brush. When I hold my tail erect, things are going well, and you must march forward at once. But if it droops, you must all run away as hard as ever you can." When the gnats heard this, they flew straight home and told the wrens every detail. When the day broke, all the four-footed animals came rushing to the spot where the battle was to take place. They came with such a tramping that the earth shook. The wren and his army also came swarming through the air. They fluttered and buzzed enough to terrify one. And then they made for one another. The wren sent the hornet down with orders to sit herself under the tail of the fox and to sting him with all her might. When the fox felt the first sting, he quivered and raised one leg in the air, but he bore it bravely and kept his tail erect. At the second sting, he was forced to let it droop for a moment, but the third time he could not bear it no longer. Sorry, he could bear it no longer. He screamed, and down went his tail between his legs. When the animals saw this, they thought all was lost, and off they ran, helter skelter, as fast as they could go, each to his own den. So the birds won the battle. When it was over, the king and the queen flew home to their children and cried, "Children, be happy. Eat and drink to your heart's content. We have won the battle." But the young wren said, "We won't eat till the bear comes here to make an apology and says that we are really and truly your lawful children." The wren flew to the bear's den and cried, "Old brain, you will have to come and apologize to my children for calling their names, or else you will have all your ribs broken." So in great terror, the bear crept to the nest and apologized. And at last the young wrens were satisfied, and they ate and drank and made merry till far into the night. So that's the end of this story. Okay, obviously, I don't think there is much to. I don't think there's anything moralistic to glean from this story. I think it's just a story, like a fairy tale story of talking animals, which is like, okay, okay, fairy tale, yeah. But the last time we read a fairy tale, the last story we read, the fisherman and his wife, it was so interesting. We had such like a lively discussion on stream because there were so many lessons to learn, and so many people, like some people gave their perspectives, and it was so fun. So obviously, this is not that type of story. This one is not that type of story. I don't know. This one that they say the frog prince. We might not have anything to learn here, oh. But at the end of the day, okay, like must still learn something. Yeah, must still learn something. Sometimes some things just are just existing for us to enjoy for the sake of it. We're just reading a fairy tale for the sake of it. No story to be learned here. But one thing I really appreciate about this book are the illustrations, the pictures, like pictures like this, and even the quality of the paper is different. It's not just um, empty like lights, ordinary paper. It's very tough. So I feel like this book must be pretty old because the quality of books have gone down. Eh? Let me see the publication dates. So what I can see here is that it is under Library of Congress cataloging in publication data. Um, there's no real date here, just the date of the brother Grimm, Jacob, Ludwig, Carl. But publication date is not here. Grimm, Wilhelm Carl, and Jacob Grimm, Ludwig Carl. So those are the brothers, their names, I guess. Let me see the name of at the back. The date will be at the back here. Oh, note by the artist is here. And guess the date signed by the artist. September 1909. There is no freaking way anybody's making books like this. 1909. Wow. Arthur Rackham. The book was published in 1900, and then I think they added illustrations in this 19 afterwards after publishing the books. Yeah, but in the 1900s, is that not the start of what, the 20th century? Am I correct? I know that when you say something like 19, that means it's 20th century. And when you say like 2000, that's like beginning of 21st century. Abi, is that correct? I think that's correct. Okay. Let me just get it out. Anyways, that was one story for the stream today. Maybe if we have more people, we can add to um, read another story. Okay, I was asking before. I don't know if this is Sheriff on the stream, but Sheriff, one if you are the one on the stream, I want you to tell me if you are married now. I'm curious. Are you married? It's not a straight question because a lot of our set mates are have tied the knot. So, hello, Dave. Hi, hi. You missed the storytelling. Oh, I wonder if you finished the story with us. Well, if you stick around, Sha, if you join the channel, like if you subscribe and all of that, you will see like more readings from me. On my channel, I do sure, think very well. I'm waiting to hear your answer. We're not going to end the show until you tell me an answer. You this man. So, Dave, joining my channel, you'd see that um, on my channel I do a lot of reading, you know, and here we exchange like ideas about literary content, no literary publications that are introduced, you know. Why are you going? Don't go anywhere. Oh, stop it. If it's that you want to go say you want to do something, I'll understand. But to run away from my question. So you are married, this man. Hey, God. I'm even afraid to ask if you have a baby. I'm afraid to ask if you have a child because I would demand to see pictures. See, you know what you do? Just go to any of my videos and comment your email so that I can, so that we can exchange like emails and all of that. You get. So at the beginning of the stream, I already said that I would not be giving out private information, but this is different. I know Sheriff like in real life, so and I just lost his contact, so I want to my friend's contacts. But I'm talking about like ordinary, like people that I meet on stream. I will not be sharing my information with them. So I'm gonna comment your email on any of my videos right now. I have so many questions. I have to grill you. You can't just run away from me like this. You can't do that. You can't do that to me, especially. You can't do that. You should not do that to me. Let me say my congratulations first of all, properly. Yeah, the proper information, no matter what. You know. Let me just send you my congratulations. Oh, so being on the desktop and streaming feels different from being on my phone. Um, should I on the light here? It feels different because okay, there's still light. It feels different because of this whole webcam thing. It's kind of wild. After a while, you get used to taking pictures of yourself on your phone. You get used to like using your microphone on your phone, like calling, all of that good stuff. You get used to it. But on laptop, I only just watch things on here. I don't do anything crazy on my laptop. So cam or this light on was just kind of very terrifying to an extent. Maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe I won't. I'm looking at something on my phone. I'm looking at something on my phone. Welcome to my stream. So I'll encourage you to, send me chat, like chat me up. I want to test something with my stream today. I want to test the technicalities of my chat. I don't know if I want to know any advice about being a YouTuber. Oh, Dave. The only thing I would say is, when people ask for advice on doing YouTube, they are usually asking from the angle of, how to probably succeed on the platform, and, just to do well. But if I want to advise anybody about doing YouTube, I feel like I would focus more on you as a person, you know, like why do you want to, not why, it's like, are you ready to put yourself out there? You understand? I don't have the statistics to back me up, as in I don't have like tons of subscribers or all those things that people call success on YouTube. I don't have all those numbers. But right now in this moment, I feel like I'm doing wonderful, to be honest. Right now that I'm streaming, with you and my friend, I'm watching the stream. I feel like it's success on the stream because first of all, I am very comfortable, putting myself in front of the screen like this. Also, I am doing like I am sharing my interests. Do you get? And one thing about sharing my interest is that I used to attach a lot of shame to my interest in the past. I used to feel like, oh, my interests were boring, or my interests are not eye catching, or my interests are not don't have any value. I need to be like everybody else if I want to be seen on YouTube. Do you get? And that's the pressure you have when you join the platform. You feel a lot of pressure to behave like everybody else. Oh, congratulations. It's good. Like showing up is all that matters, to be honest. But the thing about showing up is that you need to focus on yourself. Do you get? When you're doing YouTube, you'll be very tempted to be like everybody else, to do what everybody else is doing. And the thing about doing what everybody else is doing is that you may not be the type of person that succeed at being like everybody else. A lot of people do what everybody else is doing and they make it on the platform. You get, they have numbers, they make successes out of their content and all of that. But you need to just trust yourself. You get, to be a YouTuber, you have to trust yourself. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me, to be honest. That means a lot. um and maybe I will dedicate a stream, in case anybody needs, like for people that that are coming up in YouTube and want to um do YouTube. Maybe I will dedicate a stream for that. Let me write it in my notes. I have this post-it here, so I'll add it to my notes. First of all, you need to have you need to believe in yourself. Okay, you need to trust yourself intensely. And you have to have that trust in yourself, has to be unwavering. Like nobody should be able to shake you from your belief in yourself, okay? Nobody should be able to shake you from believing in yourself. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about like focusing on like how to do YouTube. You get how to do, you need to trust in yourself, you need to believe in yourself, you need to know that no matter what your content looks like, as long as it's you doing it, do you understand? As long as it's you doing it, that's all that matters. As long as it's something that you enjoy doing, that's all that matters. And as long as it's something that doesn't require you to pretend to be something else, you get. Most important advice I'll give anybody is don't be like anybody else. Just be yourself here. Okay. And sometimes being yourself is the most difficult thing on earth because we were taught to be like other people, like everybody else. When we taught to focus on ourselves, to be like ourselves, to like respect ourselves, to trust ourselves, to value our own voice. We're not taught all of that. So whenever we want to do new things in our lives, you're welcome, Dave. You're welcome, Dave. You're welcome. Whenever I want to do new things in our life, we're always, let me write it. You are welcome, Dave. We're always inclined to, babe, my name is King, so nice to meet you. So whenever like we try to do anything, we first of all look at everybody else. So what are other people doing? Like I want to copy this person to make it. Some people make it though, you get, as other people, you know, but most of the people that don't make it, they are stuck where they are because they are trying to be something that they are not. Okay. But the thing, and then you have to try to find something else to keep your mind off of statistics, YouTube analytics. Yeah, you have to try so hard to not give your attention to YouTube analytics. Fine, you can check your subscription, you can check your hours, you can check your watch time. But if you check it once, you check it twice, don't check it the third time. And don't check it for the rest of the day. You know, if you keep up with analytics, you will be so panicked about your future on the platform. You'll be so panicked, you'll be scared. You start counting the time, start counting the days, start counting your subscribers, like, oh, when will I get to 1K? When will I get to monetization? When will I get to so milestone? If I don't get to this milestone, it will be over for me. So another thing again, if you are doing YouTube to, get some sort of financial independence from maybe your situation in life, I feel like you should not lean on YouTube at first, for that financial like independence. Yeah. You should first of all focus on other things, other ways you can be financially independent, like I don't know, getting a job or getting gigs, or maybe doing something that brings in money to you. But don't lean on YouTube for that, because if you focus on YouTube to give you that, you'll be too scared to trust yourself, and trust your own vision for your channel. You'll be so scared. You'll be like, oh, this thing I did by myself, this thing I like doing, and this thing I like that I put on my channel, it's only me that like it. Other people who don't like it, they're not subscribing, they're not seeing it, they're not like, and then you give up. You say, no, 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 let's just try what this other person did. This person went from one subscriber to 1K overnight. Let me just try what this person is doing. You just end up frustrated. You end up so frustrated, and it can make you start to question your own like values, start to question your own, what, you understand? Because at the end of the day, YouTube is like putting yourself out there, trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself and you don't see the results you like, you might now start to feel like, oh, maybe I should not trust myself. If you do what other people are doing and you are making it, you are succeeding, that will just reinforce the fact that, oh, I should not trust myself. I should always look at other people to make it, you get, on in anything I want to do in my life. You understand? And that thing will wear you out in the long run. You get depressed, you know. And you have to ask yourself, the way, as upcoming YouTubers, all of us used to feel like, we want to make it, want to make it, yes. But then you see people with like big milestones, like 1 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers, and they're like, from now I'm taking a break from YouTube. I won't do YouTube again for a while, and they disappear and they don't come back for a very long time. And you're wondering, hmm, but you made it on this platform. Why ever would you want to leave? Do you get? So that's why you can't compare yourself to other people. Some people have different motivations, for being on YouTube. Different. You can't even begin to imagine the motivations some people have for being on YouTube. But because all of us are looking at, because numbers are neutral, you see somebody have 100K views, 10,000 subscribers, and you think it's the same thing as you having 100,000 subscribers or 10K views or whatever. It's not the same thing. No. The numbers just look alike, but the result is coming from different people. Do you understand? Do you understand, Dave? So, and if it's your second day of being a YouTuber, all this advice might be too much for you. Maybe you should just relax, first of all, okay? Just relax, just have fun. When I mean have fun, I mean playing in the sand, or like you're just having fun here. Don't even begin to have all this big, like expectation about it, because it is just your channel is just like a baby, yeah? And you don't expect a baby to start walking overnight. You don't expect it to even, like, it cannot eat solid food, it cannot exist on its own. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. You just started. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just relax, okay? And focus on having fun. Just have fun, you know? That's one of the major things I wish I knew earlier. It was just for me to have fun. And that's what I'm doing now. Now that I realize it, I'm having fun. Also, there's never anything that is late for you either. Nothing can ever be too late for you. You understand? Nothing can ever be too late for you. Anytime you come into an awareness of how to do well, or how to improve your channel, or how to, change your content, change your mind about different things, do it. Do it. It's valid. Okay. You don't need to stress about, oh, but I've been doing this. No, change, do it. When people say things like consistency, persistence, doesn't apply to everybody. Doesn't apply to everybody. Doesn't apply to everybody. It's kind of like, when people say things like persistence or consistency, they imply giving the same amount of effort to the same amount of labor or something like that. And it's like, you can't always be the same every day, okay? Or every week that you upload, or every month you upload. You can't be the same all the time. You get? You can't be the same. Sometimes you just want to change. You want to change. That's why I started with trusting yourself. Okay, you just have to trust yourself. You just have to trust yourself. If you can trust yourself, if you can get to that point where you trust yourself, don't worry about anything. Okay, don't worry about anything. You get it right, no matter what. You always get it right. But Dave, though, I wonder, like, what kind of thing you plan to make on YouTube? What kind of content do you want to make on YouTube? Yeah, you have made it to the 1 hour mark. So send in your chats, okay? Send in your chats. Hmm. Okay. See that's why you need to know yourself. See? And also that thing about having fun, you get it matters. So like we focus on fun first, not monetization, not milestones, not numbers, just focus on fun first. But then again, if you say like you're not sure, okay, let's start with why do you want to, like, why did you create a channel? Let's start from there. Why did you create a channel? Why do you have a channel? Send in your chat. All right, I'll listen to you. Why why do you have a YouTube channel? Why did you create one under your name? If you can figure that out, maybe you will have a clue to what you want to do on here. You understand? You can share it with me if you like. I'll listen to you, you know. Maybe the days I want to go on like live on my desktop, I'm going to just send a message to my subscribers. Like I'll post something on my community tab so that you guys will know that I'm on live on my desktop. Because this orientation does not show up like um does not show up so much like that. I'm looking at my phone. Wait, I think we have time for another fairy tale, yeah? Let me read another fairy tale while you are thinking about your answer. Is that okay? Is that okay? Dave, I'm asking you. I have another fairy tale to read. Okay. This fairy tale is titled The Frog Prince. In the olden time, when wishing was some good, there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful. One thing I noticed about these fairy tales, they have very rhythmic wordings. Like when wishing was some good, whose daughters were all beautiful. But The youngest was so lovely that even the sun that looked upon many things could not but marvel when he shone upon her face. Near the king's palace there was a large dark forest, and in the forest, under an old lime tree, was a well. Thanks, but I'm sorry I need to go. I have homework. Okay, bye. Bye bye, Dave. Thank you for checking my stream out. Homework. Oh, God. Okay. Mm, Near the king's palace, there was a large dark forest, and in the forest, under an old lime tree, was a well. When the day was very hot, the princess used to go into the forest and sit upon the edge of this cool well. And when she was tired of doing nothing, she would play with a golden ball, throwing it up in the air and catching it again. And this was her favorite game. Now, on one occasion, it so happened that the ball did not fall back into her hand, stretched up to catch it, but dropped to the ground and rolled straight into the well. The princess followed it with her eyes, but it disappeared, for the well was so very deep that it was quite impossible to see the bottom. Then she began to cry bitterly, and nothing would comfort her. As she was lamenting in this manner, someone called out to her, "What is the matter, princess? Your lamentations would move the heart of a stone." She looked round towards the spot whence the voice came, and saw a frog stretching its broad, ugly face out of the water. "Oh, it's you, old splasher. I am crying for my golden ball which has fallen into the water." "Be quiet then and stop crying," answered the frog. "I know what to do. But what will you give me if I get you back a plaything?" "Whatever you like, you dear old frog," she said. "My clothes, my pearls and diamonds, or even the golden crown upon my head." The frog answered, "I care neither for your clothes, your pearls and diamonds, nor even your golden crown, but if you will be fond of me and let me be your playmate, sit by you at table, eat out of your plate, drink out of your cup, and sleep in your little bed, if you will promise to do all this, I will go down and fetch your ball. I will promise anything you like to ask, if only you will get me back my ball." She thought, "What is the silly old frog chattering about? He lives in the well, croaking with his mates, and he can't be the companion of a human being." As soon as the frog received her promise, he ducked his head under the water and disappeared. After a little while, after a little while back, no, sorry, after a little while, back he came with the ball in his mouth and threw it onto the grass beside her. The princess was full of joy when she saw her pretty toy again, picked it up and ran off with it. "Wait, wait," cried the frog. "Take me with you. I can't run as fast as you can." But what was the good of his crying "croak, croak" as loud as he could? She did not listen to him, but hurried home and forgot all about the poor frog, and he had to go back to his well. The next day, as she was sitting at dinner with the king and all the courtiers, eating out of her golden plate, something came flopping up the stairs. Flip, flap, flip, flap. When it reached the top, it knocked at the door and cried, "Youngest daughter of the king, you must let me in." She ran to see who it was. When she opened the door and saw the frog, she shut it again very quickly and went back to the table, for she was very much frightened. The king saw that her heart was beating very fast, and he said, "My child, what is the matter? Is there a giant at the door wanting to take you away?" "Oh no," she said, "it's not a giant, but a hideous frog." "What does the frog want with you?" "Oh, father dear, last night when I was playing by the well in the forest, my golden ball fell into the water, and I cried, and the frog got it out for me. And then, because he insisted on it, I promised that he should be my playmate. But I never thought he would come out of the water. But there he is, and he wants to come into me." He knocked at the door for the second time and sang, "Young daughter of the king, take me up, I sing. Knowst thou not what yesterday doubt me this day by the valley Fairytale, youngest daughter of the king, take me up, I sing." Then said the king, "What you have promised you must perform. Go and open the door for him. So she opened the door and the frog shuffled in, keeping close to her feet till he reached her chair. Then he cried, "Lift me up beside you." She hesitated till the king ordered her to do it. When the frog was put on the chair, he demanded to be placed upon the table. Then he said, "Push your golden plate nearer that we may eat together." She did as he asked her, but very unwillingly, as could easily be seen. The frog made a good dinner, but the princess could not swallow a morsel. At last he said, "I have eaten enough and I am tired. Carry me into your bedroom and arrange your silken bed that we may go to sleep." The princess began to cry, for she was afraid of the clammy frog, which she did not dare to touch, and which was now to sleep in her pretty little silken bed. But the king grew very angry and said, "You must not despise anyone who has helped you in your need." So she seized him with 2 fingers and carried him up the stairs, where she put him in a corner of her room. When she got into bed, he crept up to her and said, "I am tired. I want to go to sleep as well as you. Lift me up or I will tell your father." She was very angry, picked him up and threw him with all her might against the wall, saying, "You may rest there as well as you can, you hideous frog." But when he fell to the ground, he was no longer a hideous frog, but a handsome prince with beautiful, friendly eyes. And at her father's wish, he became her beloved companion and husband. He told her he had been bewitched by a wicked fairy, and nobody could have released him from the spells but she herself. Next morning, when the sun rose, a coach drove up drawn by 8 milk-white horses with white ostrich plumes on their heads and golden harness. Behind stood faithful Henry, the prince's body servant. The faithful fellow had been so distressed when his master was changed into a frog that he had caused 3 iron bands to be placed around his heart, lest it should break from grief and pain. Fairy tales are so funny, I say. The coach had come to carry the young pair back into the prince's own kingdom. The faithful Henry helped both of them into the coach and mounted again behind, delighted at his master's deliverance. They had only gone a little way when the prince heard a cracking behind him, as if something were breaking. He turned round and cried, "Henry, the coach is giving way." "No, sir, the coach is safe, I say. A band from my heart has fallen in twain. For long I suffered woe and pain, while you a frog within a well, enchanted well by witch's spell." That's a very nice writing. Once more he heard the same snapping and cracking, and then again. The prince thought it must be some part of the carrot giving way, and but it was only the bands round faithful Henry's heart which were snapping, because of his great joy at his master's deliverance and happiness. That's the end of the story. That's a very interesting story. I think it's actually interesting that when the princess was the meanest to him, yeah, that was when he changed into a prince. And I feel like they match each other, because the reason why the witch spelled him to be a frog was probably because he did something bad. Maybe he had a bad mannerism, okay, and the princess mannerisms I think matched his own so well that he was set free from the witch's spell. That was kind of very rhythmic, like rhymes. So that's the end of the frog prince. um to the people that showed up to my stream this evening, thank you for coming in. I just wanted to test out some quirks in my chat. um I don't know if is it cut. That's cut. I now never cut. Look at my hair. I don't know if you can see, but it's just very long up to this point, and it's coming from the. Is it coming from the root, or it's just like a piece of my hair? Mm. E.Ts. So let's just wait for people to join the stream. Oh, copy of Fairytale. I wonder if I can play Candy Crush on my stream, but I have to set it properly. I have to set it properly so that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Don't be afraid to say hi. Should I turn on the light? To walk over there now, turn it on, is kind of stressing me out to think of. And I don't even know if I'm going to keep this stream up on my channel or I'm just going to unlist it, make it private. I usually don't stream at this time of the day, but this is the time when there's light and I can do it on my desktop. So I'm streaming at 5. It's now 6 o'clock. I still have a few minutes to go. So maybe I'll turn on the lights. I think it's because I'm mistaken where did the light even make any difference? Does the light make any difference? I'm facing the window now. I want to face this light. Well, I just look very dark, so I don't think the light makes any difference. The cool thing about my laptop version is that you can see this what do they call it? Christmas decor. We are almost at Halloween, October, so let me see if I can share my screen so I can watch. Okay. Oh, it's showing up normally. It's just very tiny. Hmm. I was in. Let's see. Why is it? I can't see it anymore. Okay. Okay. Hmm. So whatever I do on this screen reflects back on that screen, yeah? So let's move it to this corner. How to reduce the size of this thing so that I can see what I'm doing. Alright. Where was I? I was in algebra. Algebra has 99 videos. The good thing about it is that it's very um
Okay, guys, this is Algebra 1, Algebra 1A, Chapter 3 Review, Part 1. This is on solving equations.
just
Okay, Part 2 will be tomorrow. This
what
review
is
is going to be the first two guys. You guys are going to do solve
what the hell?
one-step equations and two-step
Where
equations.
are
And
the
then
videos?
part 2 of the review, we're going to do the equations with
Mm,
variables on both sides, proportions, and the literal equations. Okay,
this is
here we go.
the
Solve the equation.
absolute compound
Good
inequality.
morning, gang, or good evening, or good afternoon, or whatever. This is Tuesday's lesson. Students struggled on Monday, so we just
annoying
doubled
me.
it up another lesson. Solving compound inequalities, and this is part 2.
Okay.
All right, and then so solve each and then graph your solution. So you solve part 1, either in class or here. Okay, so here's number 1. 10 is less than or equal to 2y plus 4, less than or equal to 24. Okay, on this one, this is an and statement.
Right. That. And I hate when I don't have the cover of my pen. Eh? It just falls out of my hand anyhow. Okay. Compound approaches. Then less than equal to 2y plus 4 less than equal to 24.
Typically, and statements, watch my cursor. And statements are two numbers, a number over here and a number over here, and shaded in between the two. Okay, so when the
Mm-hmm.
letter's written in the middle like this is an and statement. We'll get some ors in just a second. Or statements, they'll go in opposite directions that way, and then the other ones over here on this side going that way. Not always, but most of the time. So this one's going to be an and statement. So to see all my work on this next part right here, the first thing I did was I subtracted 4 from everything, so we had to get rid of that 4. And then so when I subtracted 4, I'm left with this blue stuff. So 6 less than or equal to 2y less than or equal to 20. And then I divided by this 2 right here. So when I divided by 2, I get 1y, and 6 divided by 2, and 10 divided by, or 20 divided by 2. And these are both closed circles. And to save time, you can just put a number line up, or
So I think this is assuming that there is no, just solve it as it is. Like there's no moving one thing to one side and moving one thing to the other side. Okay. This is 6 and 2y plus 4 minus 4 is 0. So less than, greater than, less than 20. There's no minus 420. So we divide everything by 2. So we're trying to isolate. Okay. Try to isolate y to make the number and then have two numbers on both ends. So answers on both ends. So divide 6 by 2, that's 3. 20 by 2, that's 10. So 3 less than equal to y, but y less than equals to 10. So what number is y then? I think y is a range of numbers between 3 and 10. Oh, so that's the graph we're plotting.
uh, uh, this on top. Okay. All right. So here's number 2. This is another and statement.
Is this an and? I thought only additions were and. So we plot the graph of 3, plot the graph of 10, and then the number 9 is going to be between them. Let's go. Number 2, we have minus 7, less than minus z. Let's get rid of that minus 1, less than 3. So how to get rid of the 1? Let's remove 1 from everybody. Add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this would be um, minus 6 um, minus z um, 4. Oh wait though, what if the sign changes?
Watch out for this negative in front of the variable right here. It's going to
Okay,
flip
I
that
remember.
inequalities. But before we do anything, we got to get rid of that -1.
Yes.
Remember, we do order of operations backwards on these things. So we do all this addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to add 1 to everything first. So plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. That's this blue right here. And then -7 plus 1 is negative.
Okay, so you just divide everything by one, then by -1, -1, -1, -1. So 6z -4. Oh, -4 cannot be minus integer cannot be greater. So it transforms the equality sign, inequality sign. Now I know what inequalities are. It's all those conversations around greater than, less than. So now to now be 6 less than z, z less than greater than -4. So when it comes to z, be -4 less than z, but z less than, but z greater than 6. No, exactly, z less than 6. If you want to take it to this side, let's see what I want to say.
-6. Be careful. There's still a negative in front of that z,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 plus 1 is 4. And remember, when you divide by a negative, it automatically flips the inequalities to the other direction. And then
Oh,
here, a
all
negative
the
divided by a negative
inequalities
is a
are full.
positive, and a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And we always like to have the smaller number on the left, and -4 is smaller than 6. So I flip them around, and when you flip them around, it flips these inequalities back around. Okay, so open circle, and there we go, shaded in between the two. All right. Okay, I did this in class, so I didn't have it typed up. Okay, here's between the two. All right.
-4 less than z less than 6 less than flip. Oh, once you draw the number line now, you just put it between -4 and between 6. I'm not doing the upper press friends car. I have to stay till 15 minutes. Ah.
Okay, I did this in class, so I didn't have it typed up. Okay, here's another and statement real quick, you guys. So we're going to get rid of that 3. So -5 plus 3 is -2. Quick, you guys. So we're going to get rid of that.
Let me start the question.
I did this in class, so I didn't.
Let's see if I can solve this one myself. If I get what this man is saying. This is an and situation, like compound, whatever, compound inequality. Yes, this is an and situation. Um, -5, -5, number 3, -5 less than equal to x minus x minus 3 less than equal to 2. This chair is not funny at all. So the best thing to do is to get rid of -3 here. So -3 from everybody. I mean, no, plus 3 to everybody. So that will be 2 minus 2 less than equal to minus x less than equal to 5. Next step, you get rid of the minus x to, you change it from minus x to x. So that will be -2 divided by -1 X is safe now, minus 5. So this is 2 less than equal to X less than equal to minus 5. So we flip everything, okay? There's no way 1 is less than minus 5. And we have to have the bigger one on the other side. So minus 5 comes here, it becomes less than X. And then 2 goes to the other side and X becomes greater than 2. So if you want to manifest it on a number line, minus 5 minus 5 onto 2, 0.
Didn't have it typed up. Okay, here's another and statement, real quick, you guys. So we're going to get rid of that 3. So negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2, and then 2 plus 3 is 5.
Hold on, hold on. Here, 2 is lesser than X. You change it to 2 is greater than X. Oh, oh my god. This thing did not change. It did not change. Ah, it's still the same left right thing.
And then when you divide by a negative, it flips those inequalities the other direction. And then since negative
Okay,
5 is
minus
smaller
5,
than 2, we
correct.
flipped it around, which flips these inequalities back around, close circle, and you get that guy. Okay, here's an or statement. Okay, or statements are
Okay, so now we have an or statement. Or statement. 3h plus 1. Okay, literally or. Okay. And requires a sign in between. Will I be able to stream like this tomorrow? My body has not really sent me any sign of discomfort, you get. But I'm just feeling as if I should feel somehow like I should not do every day. And in fact, nothing is stopping me from doing every day though. Once I sit down here, I feel very steady. So,
most of the time, not always, but most of the time, two numbers here going that way to the left, and then the other one's over here on the right, and it's going that way to the right. And it depends on if it's there's a bar, if it's open. These guys are both open right here,
mm-hmm.
or if it's closed with an equals bar. Okay, so here we're going to solve them separately. I'm going to go minus one,
Exactly.
and here I'm going
Feel
to go
separately.
plus 5, and then take off from there. All right, so here we go. So 3h, the ones cancel. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 6. And then over here, 7 plus 5 is 12. Here I divide by 3. Okay, I'm dividing by positive 3, so it won't flip the inequality. It only flips when I divide by negative 3. So h is
Okay.
less than negative 2, open circle, going to the left, because the inequality tells me which way to shade. It's
Hmm.
telling me to go, it's pointing towards the left. And over here, h is greater than 6. So you have to write that or in there on or statement. So this is
Okay.
my algebra answer right here, and this is my graph answer right here.
So let me see if I can get this right. We first of all we're solving it separately. So it doesn't mean that what we're using to minus one we'll use it to second one. So that's because we're eating minus one here, plus one minus one, minus five minus one. Or 2h minus 5 plus 5, 7 plus 5. Okay, so that's 3h into minus 6, 3 divided by 3, h equals to, no, h is less than minus 2. This is less than minus 2. Or 2h, sorry, 2h 12, greater than 12. So divide both sides by 2, that is 2, 2, h is greater than 6. Abi? Hmm. So you look at it on the number line, they are both going separate. They're not facing each other. They're not connected to each other. So if I want to show it on the separate on the number line, it now be minus 2 0 0 1 6. So we're going to just start our line from the spot. I get it now. Let me see if I can solve another one by myself. Then
Okay.
we'll
Let's try another here.
let's try this. If I fail anything, then that means I'm not getting it. Okay, 4c plus 1 is less than equal to minus 3, or 5c minus 3 is greater than 17. So isolate 4c. 4c minus 3 minus 1 minus 4, or isolate 3. 5c greater than 20. Now c will be minus 4 over 4, 20 over 5. So that's minus 1, or c is greater than 5 in 24. So if I want to draw my number line, I will do 0 here, minus 1 here, 4, and this is going, no, c is greater than 4. Okay, it's going that way. C is less than minus 1. It's going this way too. C is less than minus 1 will go this way. C is greater than minus 4 will go that way. This one, minus 2. H is less than minus 2 is going this way. H is greater than 6 is going that
Okay, another or statement.
way. So,
Here I'm going to subtract 1 and subtract 1. Here I'm going to go plus 3 and plus 3. And then here
eh,
we go. So 4c, the 1's cancel, and you get negative 4.
okay.
And when we divide by
I'm
4,
correct.
this 4 right here, this
Finally,
blue 4
without
right
one
here, when
mistake.
I divide by 4, I get negative 1. Remember, I divided by a positive 4, so it doesn't flip the inequality. It only flips when it's negative. Over here, I divided by 5, and so closed on this one to the left, open on that one and to the right.
Maybe still.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
This is
the new topic. Okay, okay. Enough, please stop sharing. I think we have had enough of this, and I think people are not showing up to the live anymore. So why people are not showing up to that? So I'm going to go now. It was a nice one. I think that lagging of messages. I'm going to I'm going to give a I'm going to search up more on how to prevent those lags. I think there's something I saw where you have to give 30 seconds between each message so that it can show. Or maybe I'll wait longer to see if the messages eventually catch up to my stream. I hope it does. Once the message starts flying in non-stop, I think that's when it lags. But anyways, thank you so much for showing up and supporting me. Thank you.